Good morning, everyone. I'm back with some embellishments making embellishments with the branding strips, and also the ones that I had that were like half branding strips. And then I also picked up some just some scraps that I had on my the little table that my inks are on. And what else did I grab? I grabbed some Mintay flowers because I have several of the floral books. They're like 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7 or 8. I think I used 3 different ones. I also grabbed some Halloween things because I had some orange and things, but I don't know if I'm in love with those yet because I've kind of got a plan. And I grabbed so much stuff. You're gonna wonder how come I only have as many as what I have here. But I had die cut a bunch of butterflies previously when I had, I just got the butterfly dies not that long ago, and then I had purchased one also on Amazon, but I bought some on scrapbook.com. I had some left over from my gingham, what was it called? It was called gingham, I can't remember. I used it for my collection of sessions, so I have some butterflies left from that. And so it's like I pulled out some things. I cut a house out of some Jen Hadfield that I still had sitting that I needed to put away. Like I had a bunch of stuff that I need to put away, so that's what I kind of pulled, and the Mintay things, the Mintay florals, and so that's kind of what I got stuck on because that was just like too much my style. So I'm going to start with this piece that is actually a Mintay piece, and I don't know what it was cut off of. It looks like maybe from one of the vacation or tropical plate ones, and I can't remember. But I think I'm gonna leave this one kind of as it is. It's got a little edge here that looks like I tore it or something, so I'm gonna cut that off. So I'm gonna use that. And then this is actually a scrap from Paper Studios, so I'm going to use that. And I just got my little Tim Holtz cutter, so I'm just going to even that out because I just had torn it in half. And I'm going to even this, actually I think I'm going to give this a, I've zoomed in, so hopefully I can remember that I'm in the middle of the camera, I don't end up somewhere else. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a little fishtail on one side, and for some reason I work this way. I don't know why, but so I'll probably kind of be working that way. This is quite thin, but I really want to use it, so I don't know, I might eventually have to put some, well, it'll be on a page, so it really won't matter. Okay. And this piece of paper is actually, I think, from Mintay also. I think I need a little bit more. It was from the Forever Young, I'm pretty sure. But it was just the color I thought I needed. Oops. You gotta be careful because that's pretty thin. It's not gonna take much. And I got a little too much glue, so I'm gonna rub that off. I'll have a little mess, I'm sure, when I'm done because of the strips. Sometimes they're not a border or like a branding strip, so sometimes they're thinner. And like this is a scrap. This was the first one I picked up to play with when I was looking at them yesterday. It's like, oh, that's really pretty. What can I do with that? And, you know, since kind of using floral things are my style, that's kind of what you're gonna see. Even though I do have like a Halloween one I'm kind of working on, but I think I've got so many I had to quit. Okay, so I've just got a little rosebud and a little leaf, and they look like the same color, but I'm not, you know, it's like I'm not sure what a rose. I think that should be kind of more picky looking, but it's not, so this is what I'm going with, because it looks like the right color. And I think I need a little bit of glue because I think it's just too small. Well, definitely the leaf is. I think I will try to glue this because that way I got a little bit of time to adjust it if I think it's not the right spot. But here there's the greens. They look similar to this down here. And there is a little flower here that maybe looks like a rose. But these leaves look like, oh, what kind of leaves do they look like? I'm trying to think of what it is. I know, I'll think about it as soon as I get off. As soon as I'm not filming. Okay, let's get some glue out of here. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of lean it over this. And then this is actually a butterfly that when I cut some washi tape, the butterfly was on the end. And so I just went ahead and left it, or I put it on some cardstock. And so I'm gonna use that butterfly. And I think I'm just gonna put him down here so he covers up the end of the stem. And that's gonna be it for that one. Let me see if I've got a piece of cardstock here, so I'll just do this so you kind of get to see them. And I will have close-ups at the end. But I'm not putting a whole lot on them because when I start embellishing my page, you know, it might be something that I want to cut down. I don't know. But I've left it a little bit where, you know, it's like I could trim off a little bit if I had to. Because I want to, you know, it's like I want to be able to use these since I've been saving these scraps forever. Okay, now I had actually cut this out of a thank you card that somebody had sent me. And so I didn't, you know, I didn't fussy cut them real good, but I just thought they were cute, so I'm going to use them. And this is definitely a branding strip because there's white all the way around it. And then I have this piece of wood and then this piece of wood. So I'm going to use those. And I'm just going to trim this off, and I know you can't see me, but I'm over here trimming. And I'm going to, I think, overlap this and then overlap this with the darker wood. I thought it kind of gave the illusion of a shelf. And so I'm just going to leave this white here because it won't be that noticeable. And this is Echo Park. Since it says that, I know that. Since probably nothing else I'm going to be able to tell you. Okay. And this will probably be way longer too, but I can always trim it later when I decide what I'm going to use it for. Okay, and I will try not to tape this all the way to the, or glue it all the way to the edge, because that way I do have that option of trimming it if I need to. Because lots of times, you know, it's like I've been saving these things thinking I want to use them, but I have a hard time doing them ahead because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. As I'm sure some of you are like that. But I love making embellishments. I'm in the screen, ain't I? Okay, so I'm going to put, these two were connected together, and it's got the one pink there, so I kind of want to put, you know, everything's green with the exception of the yellow and that pink, so I got to kind of decide how I want them. I think I want this over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue them at the bottom like they're on a shelf. And like maybe that's the wallpaper behind them. Or maybe it's a kitchen and that's tile, because it's that really pretty plaid. And it looks like the same color as a flower, just a darker shade. And it took me a long time to cut those, so I think I would think twice before I did that again for how they look. But especially, it's like I liked a fussy cut, but it wasn't very relaxing like I usually feel like fussy cutting is. So that's it for that one. And so I've got lots of room to cut off. Or I could put something else here, maybe a small title, if I decide to do that. So I'm just gonna stack everything up somewhere here. I've got so many pieces laying out. Okay, so then, what do I have here? Okay, now this one here, this was one of those pieces of scraps that I had sitting in front of my inks. So I don't think I want to use it the height that it is, but let me see, I could always cut it down. Okay, so I'm just gonna actually layer these like this. So I want them the same length as, well actually I think I'm gonna just tape them on here and then cut it. So I'm using this kind of a pale turquoise. And then this, it was the branding strip, but it was from a paper pad. Oh, did I get enough tape on there? Can you believe the kids are back? Some of the kids are back in school. Okay, and then I have this little bike. It's from a Jen Hadfield. I had it in one of my kits, and I used a bunch of stuff. I had made some homemade kits, and this is a piece that I didn't use. So I liked it on here, so I'm gonna use that. Hey, it was one I didn't use flowers on, but there's flowers on the branding strip. Okay, and I'm just gonna put it down here. And I don't know, maybe I like that piece of wood back there. Maybe I'll leave it there. Because if I cut it down, I'm not gonna cut it down a lot, but I could always cut it down later. And this is one of those butterflies that are from the Washi. And I never dreamed how adorable it looked. Otherwise, I would have cut a whole bunch of them. And I think it's from, well, it's Simple Stories. Maybe, Weathered Garden? I'm not sure. So that's what I think I'm gonna do there. Now I just need my longer scissors. Now these ones don't have too much embellishments on them, but I do have sequins here too. Do I want sequins on this? I pulled out these little pink ones, and actually I brought my whole sequins thing, but I don't know. I think I don't like those color. They become too pink. And this is more peachy. So I think I'm gonna quit with that. And it looks a little crooked. Let me see if I can straighten that out. Wow, it was a lot to go through. So that's it for that one. And I will add more things to them later if I feel like they need it. But I didn't want to over-embellish them so that they wouldn't work on whatever I'm using. Oh, as I talk about this one, because this one's going to get this will be a major one. Okay, now that's straight. And this is a branding strip from one of the paper pads or one of the floral books. Okay, so I'm just going to cut out this end. And then I think I would like to cut this like it's a crooked fence. So I think I'm just going to cut every other one and make some taller than the other. So I'm going to do this all the way across. And maybe this one just a little bit shorter, because I want them to all look like they're different. And this is going to be probably my biggest embellishment. I kind of want it to look like an old tattered fence. Like that. And I don't think I have any ink out here. So I'm going to pause and go get some ink because I want to ink. Okay, I'm using Tim Holtz Weathered Wood because this looked like that color. So I just took a cue from that. And this is another one of those papers that was laying on, well, actually right where I keep my inks. So I must have used it for something. Sometimes it's like, I don't put them in my scraps. I kind of keep them with the collection until I've used them. And then like the Mintay is my obsession, so it's like I don't want to throw it in my scraps yet, I guess. So, well, this way I'm using it, and I haven't dug into any scraps lately. Okay, and so I actually started with this piece, and then I thought, oh, I think I want to use that, and then I brought in the green. So, I have to tell you, just about every time I started with green or turquoise. Okay, so I'm going to use this. And these little pieces from the ends of the book, I always cut those off ahead because they're not actually where the flowers are. So I always cut that off so I can use it. Okay, I'm hoping it's kind of straight. Do I have my, I wouldn't even know if my invisible ruler's here or not because I got so much stuff here. So I'm just gonna assume it's straight. Oh, I should have got a drink. Okay, and then this here, I kind of took a clue from the flowers. There's peach, there's yellow, peachy pink, and I think if you got to see there was blue on that, but you can't see it in this little piece. So I'm going to bring that up here. Okay, and I'm using some of the butterflies that I die cut. I have to keep looking to make sure I'm in the view because I'm used to having my whole screen. Okay, and this here I hadn't cut well, but I think I'm gonna cover it up anyway, but I'm gonna cut off at least a little bit of this. Okay, so I've got this yellow one here, and I think it needs to go this way. So I'm going to kind of lean it towards this way, and this one I think I'm going to put it in the middle, because I could always cut off the ends if I don't need that. Okay, and I think I just have 2 flowers for this, or 3 flowers for this actually. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one down here. So this is going to be another big embellishment. Did I say the other one was the biggest one? This one's going to be pretty big. Or I think I said this one's the biggest one. This is definitely the biggest one. So I mean, just think of how much you'd pay for this if you were buying a big embellishment like this. It'd be a lot. Okay, so I think I need a little dimensional. And can I reach them? I have so much stuff here you wouldn't believe it. Okay, I do not see my dimensionals. There they are. They're hiding. Okay. They were underneath the sequins, of course. Okay, so I've already got one cut in half here. The little ones I don't bother doing this, but I do like it on the bigger ones. I love these little butterflies. Okay, put it right about here. And then this one has the little second wings. So I'm going to stick that right on top of it. And all these are just scraps, of course. Oh, I think I want that turned a different direction. Maybe I need it in a different place. Kind of don't like it so even with the other. Let's see. Maybe up in here. Oh, and I have tape here. I'll just put it on my shirt so it doesn't stick to everything. I'll have to stick something back there. Well, eventually it'll be on something, so. I love how this flower looks so dimensional. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so we've got 4 so far. Now I was just gonna do them right when I was filming, but I thought, look at how long it's taken me to decide on one. But when I was doing the Halloween ones, I thought, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. So, okay. So this one, I had this little scrap of wood on my counter again, so I thought I'm just gonna use that. And this is that flimsy paper from Hobby Lobby, but I just think it's so pretty, so I'm gonna use it. And let's see how I'm gonna use it here. This one I need to trim a little. Put on my second glasses. That way I can actually see the screen, otherwise I can't. Okay, so I think I will trim this to about that size. And I mean, and some of these papers are so pretty, I'll still probably end up keeping the scraps, but at least I got some things made instead of it just sitting here, because it's like so many times it's like I think, oh, that's so pretty, I'll use that again. And then, you know, so then it's like I'm having to go through it. And yesterday I thought, oh my gosh, I just want to play with it and not sort it, but I would still have to sort it into colors and stuff. So I decided what colors I like together. So that doesn't matter. Okay, I think I want to see part of the wood there. I think I'm going to take a little over the edge so I can trim it. Oh, and I think I need to have this in just a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this again. That hexagon punch really helps, because I hate having to, you know, do the whole cut in the middle. Excuse me, my throat's dry. Should have got a drink when I went to get the ink. I'll have to remember that. Okay, so I've got the gingham, the turquoise, the pale turquoise, and the wood. And then I cut a 2-inch circle, but I only cut a piece of one because I just had a scrap. So I'm gonna stick this right down here on this end. Maybe if my tape is in the right spot, and it's not. I forgot I had put my husband's trash can that he uses for next to his desk. I forgot I stuck that right next to me. Okay, now I got more tape than what I needed. Again, I'm just gonna push it on my clothes and hope that takes off some of it so I don't stick to this. Okay, so now I've got wood, the turquoise, the gingham, and then wood again. Okay, and this time I've got 2 roses, and I'm just gonna, I think this was from book 1 if I'm not mistaken. And you don't see all the wood circle or anything, but I just think it gives it something to be on. Okay, and I think I need this down in here. I have to find the spot for it. So I'm gonna tuck that underneath the big rose. And then I've got another one. Now I just gotta look and see which way does it go. And then I got a tiny leaf. That's gonna take glue. Maybe. You just can't leave that lid off very long. Okay, come on, glue. Okay, where's the lid? Gotta poke a hole in it. Let's see if that works now. Okay, that works. If I can pick it up now. Am I in the screen? Barely. Okay, and I'm gonna stick that right over the little rose stem, which actually covers up the other stem also. And I just think, now when I put this on a page, I would do some of those little enamel dots that look like water. Wouldn't that be pretty? I think I would like to see this with the end too. Can I get that in there? Yep. Okay. Yes, I like that a lot. And I might even like a little ribbon on that, so I could always add that later. So there's another one. And I know I'm doing a lot of flowers, but you know, that's the ones I would use. And the bikes. Remember how I previously I said, if there's a bike in a kit, I'm just going to try to use it because I like the bikes. I think they're so cute. Okay, this was the second one I started on, or these were the two that I did after I kind of gave up on the Halloween ones. And this, I put it actually in the blues, but this side looks like wood. And let me see if I can put it up there. So I got one that looks like wood. This is a branding strip from Simple Vintage Weathered Garden. And then this is from, oh, I can't think of what it is. It's a floral that has, like, the whole book is florals. And it's an American Crafts. I think it might be Bow Bunny. Okay, I gotta straighten this out because I can see it's crooked. And this needs to be trimmed because it's the hole. So we'll try a fishtail and see how that looks. And this is the words go the right way up. And I think I'm gonna put this over this. I just love this. It's like I would have had a real hard time throwing that away. So, and I guess, you know, that's how we end up with all these little scraps. Like, oh, I can't throw that away. So I'm gonna put that as close to the top as possible, but still catch the tape, which maybe I did or maybe I didn't. I think it looks straight there. And then I'm gonna put this where it's just overlapping the two. And I think I'm gonna cut this at just a slight angle. And this is one of those things when I cut it so when it looks nice and straight, I have a hard time throwing them away because I like adding a thin strip of something to embellishments. Like when I've made the hearts or what other ones have I done? The tabs. I just love them all together. Okay, so then I actually had a hydrangea like this looks, even though it's like two different companies. So I'm gonna put a hydrangea here. I think right about here. And then I have like blueberries or something. So I think that way, because they look like they hang. And this here kind of looks like it goes this way too. Wish I'd have had one that went the other way, but think that will work. And then I have this one that looks like a bud, and I think I have two, yeah. One that looks like a bud, and another one. Maybe this one's just too big. I don't know. Do I like that bud in there now? Or maybe over here. I think I'm going to skip the two buds and just do these. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Oh, it's my leaf. And let's see, kind of this flower in the stem. I'm trying not to over glue now since I did the other ones. Okay. And this here, and now where do I want this leaf? Kind of was covering up the leaf before, so I gotta decide where it goes. Oh, I think there. Maybe kind of bend it up a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna use the tape. And I can cut this down on this side. Well, I can cut this down too. I think I'm gonna give this a fishtail also. Because I guess I'm pretty much making banners. But I could see this with the title over top of it. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So there's another one. And then this, I've used almost the same papers, but I used that Mintay Baroque or something it's called. Okay, so I used that because the color works so good. Now these are both pretty much the same size. So do I want to cut one of them now? I think I'm gonna leave it. What's this end up being? Oh, longer. What if I put it in the middle and leave it just a little bit longer on each side? I think I'll do that because that way it kind of gives a look like a shelf since I've done a lot of banners. This is that same floral. I just love this. And in the paper pad, I think there was a whole paper of this, but I kind of like it in the little tiny sample of it. Okay, and then I got the wood. I'm just going to make it so it kind of has a shelf effect. Oh, I got it more towards one side, so this side I'm going to have to cut off a little bit more. And I've got the, let's see, what was my plan? I think like this. See, I have to add a leaf, so it's 5. I think that's it. That's what got me thinking about the Mintay flowers, because I thought, oh, I've got flowers that look like that. So that's that one. And I'm going to run out of battery. I can see it flashing at me. So I am going to change that and I'll be right back. Okay, I got them all laid out here. I think this one here, I'm gonna add those 3 sequins that I put out. So I'm gonna stick one maybe here, maybe down in here, and over here on this leaf, I think. I was wondering if I even had it. There it is. Okay, so I added that sequence to that. Oh, where's my paper? So I don't know if you can kind of see that. Yeah, kind of sparkles. Okay, and then I have this, one of the little branding strip boards that says Hello Summer. And where's my little, there it is. My little hexagon. I'm gonna cut this off here and use that to tuck in one of them. And maybe here. Yeah, I think that'd be good. And use some tea dye on that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that way it's not so bright white. Okay, so I'm gonna just tuck it in far enough that you can still see the H on the hello. I'm going to kind of turn it up a little bit. Okay, so I think that's it for today. I'm going to do probably this again tomorrow because I had so much fun, and maybe I'll work out the whole Halloween one. Otherwise, I will go on to something else. So, I really like them. I think they turned out gorgeous. Now we'll have close-ups at the end, and I hope it encourages you to dig into your little, well, your branding strips and your half branding strips, your scraps, and whatever else you got laying around. Pieces of a card, embellishments you didn't use from a kit, some washi, some more washi, and some little scraps that you got laying in front of your inks. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. There will be close-ups at the end. Bye-bye.